All right, Shalom. This is Brother Gabar at the Lions Den Camp. And before I hop into the spiritual hydration, I'm going to give all praises to the Most High in the true Paleo Hebrew names and in the Paleo Hebrew tongue. So, Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Bahashim, Ha Herkach Kodash Shema. All right, and double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Double honors to my elder as well, Aharawan. And Shalom to you brothers and sisters pushing and keeping this truth and faith and sincerity into the end, man. So the spiritual hydration is lamb backing off the lesson we did this past camp, which was yesterday, Saturday. And it was a beautiful lesson just going into your works, uh, putting forth those works, and actions, for Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. All right. Because, without faith, without works is dead. So if you believe, in this truth, this cause, and if you believe in the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, your works, your actions are going to show that. And I'm gonna put the link to that lesson in the description, because again, that's just a beautiful lesson on works, and doing the work of the Lord, the will of the Lord. All right, so for the spiritual hydration, I'm gonna start in the book of Saint Mark, chapter 14, and starting at verse 34, and it says, "For the Son of Man is as a man taking a far journey who left his house." All right, so the Son of Man is as a man taking a far journey who left his house, because the Lord Yahweh Shah is not physically on the earth right now. All right, but his spirit is here. The spirit of truth, man. That spirit of comfort. His spirit is here, man, and it's amongst the men of the Lord, man. That hopeful elect. And the women and children, that hopeful elect, those that set up to believe and teach and preach this word, man. And to prophesy in the name of the Lord. All right. And it says, who left his house and gave authority to his servants, man. And again, his servants, being that hopeful elect, man. The prophets, the teachers, those that set up to teach his word, man. Give his testimony, tell his story, preach and teach in his name. He gave us the authority to do so, man. And that is not a light matter, that's not a small matter. The Lord literally gave us authority. We have responsibility, man, to give the Lord's testimony, to do his work, to do his will, because if we're not doing it, who is going to do it? Esau, 2/3, these other nations, if we're not doing the work, the Lord's word is not being broadcasted, man. It's not being heard. So we have the authority and the responsibility to do the Lord's work, man. Come on, man. Dang, what's that scripture? I can't think of it right now. But roughly paraphrasing, dang. The harvest is bountiful, but the laborers are few. Roughly paraphrasing. Just going into how it's man, it's a lot of people out here that still need to be woken up unto this truth, man. Still need to be woken up unto the Lord, who the Lord is. The harvest is bountiful, but the laborers are few, man. The ones that's woken up to this truth, teaching and prophesying, waking up our people is few. So just, and I bring it out just to say, man, we got a duty, man, to wake up our people, wake up that hopeful elect, by doing the Lord's work, man. Basically just saying, if we not doing the work, how are our people, that hopeful elect gonna be woken up to this truth, man? How are they gonna be woken up to who the Lord is? How are they gonna be woken up to the prophecies, man? And so on and so forth. So we have to do the work, man. We have to exercise our authority, given to us by the Lord to do his work, to do his will, man. To give his testimony, to tell his story, and to warn the people. Come on, man. And it says, well, I'm going to just start back at the top. For the Son of Man is as a man taking a far journey who left his house and gave authority to his servants and to every man his work, right? So not only did he give us authority, he gave every man his work, man. Whether you an elder, whether you a brother on the milk, whether you just coming in and all is you an Israelite and the Lord's true name, man. And he gave every man his work, man. So within receiving his knowledge and wisdom, of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah and the things of the scriptures, man, you are to be a workman, a laborer. Whatever the Lord has given you, man, you're supposed to put forth those works. Every part of the body is important, man, from the head down to the toes and the feet. Every part of the body is important. So whatever the Lord gave you, put forth your works, man. You know, come on. And it says, and to every man his work, and commanded the porter to watch. All right, so uh, come on, man. The Lord gave every man his work, and that lead me to this next precept. And it says, and it's the book of Salakia, 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 58. It says, "Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable." Salakia. I'm gonna start again. Uh, 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 58. "Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord," man. Right? So it says, "Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast." Right? And I wanted to get the definition of steadfast just for a better understanding. And the definition of steadfast is firm in belief, determination, or adherence. Right? So you're supposed to always abound in the work, steadfastly, man, being firm in your belief, man, firm in your faith within your Shah, firm in your knowledge, firm in your authority that the Lord gave you, man, to do this work, right? And it says determination, being determined to do the Lord's work, being determined, to drop blessings, to study, to spread this word, man, to those that have eyes to see and ears to hear, man, right? And it says, or adherence. So I got the definition of adherence, and it says the definition of adherence is attachment or commitment to a person, cause, or belief, man. Right? So you're supposed to be committed, man. Firm in your belief, determined and committed to this cause and to your belief within Yahweh Shemi Hawashah. And the cause of believing in Yahweh Shemi Hawashah is doing the work, man. Standing firm in His truth, relaying the Lord's message, man, warning the people, growing in the spirit, growing in the knowledge and the wisdom. You should be determined and committed to pursue all of those things, man. And to do all of those things. Ultimately to do the work of the Lord, man. You should be determined and committed and firm in your belief and your authority to do the work and the will of the Lord, Yahweh Shemi Hawashah, man. All right. And it says, back at 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 58, "Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, and always abounding in the work of the Lord." So not are you only to be steadfast, you are to be unmovable, man. Not wavering, not 1 foot in, 1 foot out, not hot, so like you're not lukewarm, hot and cold. You're either gonna be hot or cold for the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, you know, and also being unmovable, allowing nothing to take you away from this truth, man, take you away from the Lord, standing firm in your belief within Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, and in your authority and in your cause to do the work and the will of the Lord. All right. And it says, "Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord," man. So this should be your top priority, always abounding in the work of the Lord, man. Yeah, we got responsibilities that we handle on a day to day, taking care of our families, going to work, so on and so forth, but your first priority should be the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and that's just, simple, man. And it says, "For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord," man. So all the labor, the time, and the work you put in for the Lord is not in vain, man. All the studying, all the teaching, all the lessons drop. All the trying to, impart this truth and wisdom in your family, your friends, who you had in the world, so on and so forth. Your labor is not in vain. The world may not see it, but the Lord does, man. And you have a reward for your works and your labor for the Lord Yahweh Shemi Hawashah, man. Which is ultimately gonna be salvation. Redemption. Those new bodies, a righteous kingdom, righteous rulership. Being called a friend to the Lord Yahweh Shemi Hawashah, and so on and so forth, man. So you have a reward for your works, man, and the reward, man, the reward is just more motivation to do the work, but ultimately your determination and your commitment, to this cause and to the Lord Yahweh Shem Shah should push you to do the work. The reward is just, the icing on the cake, you know, because in a world full of darkness, you should want to shine that light, man, and that light being the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah, man. And Khan, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.